Do you ever feel like you're running in circles, like you're doing everything you're supposed to do, but nothing's changing? Does it burn inside you, that constant ache of frustration, knowing that you're capable of more, but you can't seem to get there? What if I told you that the reason you haven't reached that next level yet is because you've been chasing the wrong thing? You've been chasing comfort instead of growth. And the truth is, comfort will keep you stuck forever. It's in the struggle, the discomfort, and the pain where the real transformation happens, not when things go smoothly. As the Stoics knew, the obstacle is the way. Every challenge you face, every tear you shed, is a signal that you're closer than you think. But are you willing to accept that? Are you ready to stop avoiding the very thing that will push you forward? If you're tired of feeling stuck and you're ready for a truth that will set you free, stay with me. And if you're truly committed to your own growth, to discovering the strength you've yet to tap into, then please subscribe. By doing that, you're stepping into a mindset that will challenge you, change you, and elevate you to the person you're meant to be. You've felt it, haven't you? That gnawing tension in your chest, the weight of knowing you're in between something big. On one side, there's the person you are now, still fighting, still building, still trying to make things happen. And on the other side, there's the person you know you can be, the one who's already made it. You've caught glimpses of them, haven't you? That future version of yourself, standing tall, already living the life you want. You can feel them just beyond your reach. Not a dream, not an illusion, but a version of yourself that's being created as we speak. That feeling, that gap between who you are and who you're becoming, that's where you are right now. And if you're anything like most of us, that space isn't comfortable. It feels heavy, and you might even doubt whether you'll ever close it. But here's something that might surprise you. That gap, that uncomfortable space between your current self and your future self, is exactly where the magic happens. It's not something to escape from. It's something to embrace. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That's the truth of it. The gap you're feeling, the struggle, the discomfort, it's not a sign that you're on the wrong path. In fact, it's the very thing shaping you into who you need to be. This phase, this space between where you are and where you're trying to go, it's not just something to get through. It's where you become. So stop trying to push it away. Stop wishing it would be over. This is the phase where you're being forged into something stronger. And that's exactly what's supposed to happen. Growth never comes from comfort. It comes from being stretched, from feeling that tension between who you are and who you're becoming. If you feel uncomfortable right now, that's a sign you're on the right track. But let's be real. It's hard to see this when you're in the middle of it. When you're stuck in the gap, it feels like you're just spinning your wheels. You wake up some days feeling energized, knowing that things are about to click into place. Then, the next day, you're exhausted, unsure if you're even making progress at all. But I promise you, this is exactly where you need to be. The days you feel like you're making no progress, the days you feel stuck, they're part of the process. The gap you're feeling isn't a wall, it's a bridge. It's the bridge to who you're meant to be, the person who can handle the life you're building. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but that discomfort, it's growth in disguise. Here's the thing most people don't realize about growth. It's never linear. You don't just wake up one day and suddenly have everything figured out. It's more like a dance, one step forward, two steps back. Sometimes you take leaps, and other times it feels like you're barely crawling. But that's not failure. That's part of the journey. And if you're not feeling that ebb and flow, you might not be pushing yourself enough. In fact, It's that very back and forth that's pushing you forward, even when it feels like you're standing still. We want progress to be clean and easy, but it's messy, and that's okay. As Carl Jung once said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." Right now, you're in the process of becoming, and it's messy, but it's necessary. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you really pushed yourself beyond what you thought you could do? And how did it feel when you made it through? Most likely, you felt uncomfortable. But that discomfort was a sign that you were growing. It was a sign that you were moving forward, even though you couldn't see the destination yet. And that's exactly what you need to remember in this moment. That growth doesn't look like what we think it will. It doesn't look like smooth progress or a clean path. It looks like bumps and bruises. It looks like moments when you feel you're not good enough, but you keep going anyway. You might even be wondering right now, is this it? Is this what I'm destined for? Will I ever get to the other side of this gap? And that's where doubt creeps in. It asks, what if I'm not good enough? What if I'm not cut out for this? What if I miss my chance? Those are real valid questions, but here's the reality. Doubt is part of the journey. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you're pushing yourself. And here's a key difference. The people who succeed, the people who close the gap, they don't let doubt make their decisions. They let action do that. You may not be able to eliminate doubt, but you can choose to act despite it. As Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You can't control the doubt, but you can control whether you let it stop you. And here's the secret. The truth is, you've already taken the first steps. You're in the process right now, whether you realize it or not. Every time you show up, even on the days when it feels like nothing is happening, you are closing the gap. Every small action, every time you push through that discomfort, that's progress. Don't wait for a moment of clarity to know you're making progress. The clarity comes in hindsight. It comes when you look back and realize that everything you thought was a setback was actually a step forward. Keep going, even when it feels slow, even when you feel lost. It's all adding up, even when you can't see it yet. So here's the bottom line. The gap you're feeling between who you are and who you're becoming, it's real and it's uncomfortable. But it's also the most powerful part of your journey. That space isn't there to punish you. It's there to build you. It's where you'll find out what you're made of. Keep going. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. And when you cross over to the other side, when you look back at where you started, you'll understand why it took this long, why it had to be this hard. Because the version of you that made it wouldn't exist without the version that struggled. So embrace this space. Embrace the discomfort and know that you are exactly where you need to be. Some days you wake up feeling unstoppable, as if everything you've been working toward is finally falling into place. The pieces are coming together, and you know that tomorrow could be the breakthrough you've been waiting for. But then, the next morning, it feels like everything's come to a halt. You can barely drag yourself out of bed, and the doubts creep in. You ask yourself, am I even making progress? Is this all just a waste of time? It's like you're stuck in a loop, moving, but not moving forward. And in those moments, it's easy to feel like a failure. But here's something you need to understand. This is the weight of transformation. It's not meant to be easy. It never was. If it were, everyone would be living their dream lives right now. The discomfort, the uncertainty, the highs and lows, they're all part of the process. Without them, you wouldn't be changing at all. Right now, you're carrying two versions of yourself. On one hand, there's the person who's still holding on to the past, the person who's familiar with their old habits, their old limitations. Then, on the other hand, there's the version of you that's stepping into something new, something greater. That's the version of you who's ready to face the unknown and embrace the future. The problem is, these two versions of you are in conflict, and the space between them is where you'll feel the most pressure. It's like a battle between who you were and who you're becoming, and it's heavy. But this weight, the pressure you're feeling, it's not something to shy away from. It's the crucible in which you're being forged. The difficulty you feel isn't a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're growing, even if it doesn't always feel like it. Change, true transformation, never happens in a straight line. It's messy, unpredictable, and often feels more like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Some days you feel like you're on top of the world, like everything is clicking. Other days, you wonder if it's all just an illusion, like you're wasting your time. But what you don't see is that every moment of doubt, every feeling of frustration is part of the process. It's shaping you. It's teaching you how to handle the weight of your own potential. And while it might feel exhausting, it's in these moments that you're building the strength you need to carry the new version of yourself. This weight, it's not a burden. It's a test. It's a challenge to see if you're truly ready for the life you're moving toward. It's as if life is asking, do you want this? Are you willing to put in the work? Are you ready to step up? And in those quiet moments, when everything feels too heavy, that's when the real transformation is happening. You're being stretched, tested, and shaped in ways you can't fully understand yet. The version of you that's emerging, the one you're becoming, has to go through this. It's the fire that burns away everything you no longer need, every part of you that's holding you back. And yes, it's hard. But remember, nothing that's truly worth having comes without a fight. That's why this space, this weight, is so crucial to your journey. It's in this tension that your true self will emerge. You've probably noticed it by now. The days when you feel like you're finally getting it all together, and the days when you question every decision you've made. It's like a constant back and forth between certainty and doubt. But here's something important. Those moments of doubt are not your enemy. They're your guide. They're a reminder that you're moving in the right direction, even when it feels like you're not. The more you resist those feelings, the harder it will be to get to the other side. But if you learn to embrace them, if you allow yourself to feel the discomfort without letting it control you, you'll move through it faster. This isn't about pushing the pain away. It's about learning to sit with it, to let it be a part of the process. It's a sign that you're not stuck, you're growing. Think about it. If growth was always easy, we wouldn't learn anything. It's the struggle that shapes us. It's the moments when we're pushed to our limits that we discover what we're truly capable of. And more importantly, it's in those moments that we learn to trust ourselves. Trust that even when we feel lost, even when we feel like we're failing, we're still moving toward something greater. You may not see it now, but every bit of discomfort is building the foundation for your future. Every step that feels like a setback is actually a step forward. It's just that you don't always see the progress in the moment. So, yes, you might wake up one day and feel like you've taken a huge leap, and the next day you might feel like you're running in place. But that's okay. That's part of the process. The weight of transformation isn't meant to break you. It's meant to mold you, to prepare you for the person you're about to become. And once you realize this, once you accept that this space, the tension between where you are and where you're going, is a necessary part of your journey, everything changes. You stop fighting it. You stop wishing it would go away. Instead, you embrace it, knowing that this is where the real growth happens, because the person you're becoming wouldn't exist without this struggle. The discomfort is what makes you stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling what's to come. The truth is, you're already in the process of transformation. You just need to trust that everything you're experiencing, every doubt, every struggle, every moment of uncertainty is leading you to exactly where you need to be. You're not failing, you're growing. And the weight you're carrying right now is the proof of your progress. Keep going. We've all been there. That moment when you wake up, full of energy, ready to take on the world. You feel unstoppable, like everything is finally falling into place. And for a brief moment, you believe the hard work you've been putting in is about to pay off. But then, just as quickly, it shifts. The next day you wake up and the fire is gone. You feel sluggish, doubtful, and wonder if you're even moving forward at all. It's like all the progress you thought you made just vanished overnight. In moments like these, it's easy to question everything. Am I failing? Is this worth it? But here's the thing. Progress isn't measured by how you feel. It never was. Feelings can lie. One day, you feel like you're on top of the world. The next day, you feel like you're sinking. But that's not the true measure of your journey. The real measure of progress isn't how you feel about it, but how you show up, regardless of those feelings. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that if we don't feel like we're making progress, we must not be. We look for signs, indicators that everything is working. We want to see results. But progress, real progress, often doesn't show up in big, obvious ways. It's not this straight, clear line where you can easily track your steps. More often, it's hidden in the small, everyday actions. Did you show up today? Even when it felt impossible? Even when the voice inside your head told you to quit, did you still take that next step no matter how small? That, right there, is progress. It's in the consistency, the commitment, the act of showing up even when everything else feels like it's falling apart. That's what pushes you forward, whether or not you can see the end result right away. It's not about waiting for motivation to strike or for the feeling of accomplishment to land in your lap. It's about doing the work, day in and day out, even when the results aren't immediately apparent. As Carl Jung wisely said, "What you resist persists." The frustration and doubt you're feeling, they're just part of the process. The more you resist them, the harder it will be to move forward. But if you accept them as part of the journey, if you keep moving despite them, you'll find that you've already made more progress than you realize. The gap you're feeling right now, the space between where you are and where you want to be, can feel like a dead stop, like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle. But I need you to hear this loud and clear. That gap is not a sign of failure. It's proof that you're moving forward, even if it doesn't feel like it. The discomfort, the feeling of being stuck, it's a sign that you're growing. It means you're doing something new, something that challenges you. And growth isn't always comfortable. In fact, it often feels like you're moving 2 steps forward and 1 step back. That's the nature of real progress. It's not smooth and it's not predictable. It's messy. But that mess is where you find your strength. You might not see it right now, but everything you've done so far is laying the foundation for what's to come. Even when you feel like you're standing still, you're still building momentum. Every small action, every day you get up and keep going, adds up in ways you might not notice until much later. Progress isn't just about big, dramatic changes. It's also about those small, incremental steps that seem insignificant in the moment, but, over time, compound into something far greater. Think about it. When you learn a new skill or master a craft, it doesn't happen all at once. It's the repeated practice, the failures, and the moments of doubt that eventually lead to success. It's the same in your personal journey. Each day you push through, even when it feels like nothing is changing, is another step toward your goal. It's easy to look at others and feel like you're falling behind. The success you see in someone else's life can sometimes make you feel like you're doing something wrong. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others and measuring your progress by their timeline. But remember, everyone is on their own journey. Their path doesn't dictate yours. And just because you can't see your progress doesn't mean it's not happening. It's important to remind yourself that your journey is unique to you and your growth will unfold in its own time. As Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." The key is in recognizing that the time you're spending right now, even if it feels like you're not moving forward, is not wasted. Every moment of struggle, every setback, is shaping you into the person you need to become. It's all part of the process. So stop waiting for the feeling of progress to show up. Stop looking for validation in how you feel in the moment. Progress doesn't always come in the form of a big, bright aha moment. Sometimes it comes in the quiet persistence of doing the work, even when it doesn't feel rewarding. The next time you feel like you're stuck, remember, you're not. You're just in a phase of growth, and growth, by its nature, doesn't always feel comfortable. But it's in those moments, when everything seems uncertain, that you're actually laying the groundwork for something great. Every time you show up, even when it's hard, you're making progress. Every time you keep going despite the doubt, despite the fear, you're building a new reality for yourself. So embrace the discomfort. Embrace the gap. Because that's where your true strength is being forged. Don't let the illusion of progress fool you. It's not about feeling good all the time. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting that, despite what it looks like, you are moving forward. And when you look back, you'll see that the progress you've made was always there. You just needed the patience to trust the process. Keep going. The results are closer than you think. Let's talk about that voice inside your head. You know the one that starts to whisper, then shouts, "Is this ever going to happen for me?" It's that voice of doubt that makes you question everything, that relentless critic who comes out when things aren't going as planned. It's loud, isn't it? And for many, it feels like the enemy, like the thing you need to silence in order to move forward. But what if I told you that doubt isn't your enemy at all? What if, instead of something to fear, it's actually a sign that you're on the right path? Doubt, as uncomfortable as it is part of the process. It's your mind checking in, making sure you're still committed, still willing to push through the hard times. Because if this wasn't something you truly wanted, if it wasn't worth fighting for, you would have given up by now. The fact that you're still questioning, still wondering, means that there's something in you that refuses to let go of your vision. That voice of doubt is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength. It's the proof that you're in the right place, that you're still here, still in the fight, still willing to show up even when the answers aren't clear. And as Carl Jung once said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Doubt, in this sense, is an invitation to deepen your commitment, to clarify your intentions, and to trust the process. Without it, there would be no real growth, no real journey. The reality is, that voice of doubt is just your mind trying to make sense of your growth. It sees the discomfort, the uncertainty, and it reacts. But it's in that uncertainty that true transformation occurs. The greatest changes in life, the ones that take you to the next level, don't happen in the comfort zone. They happen when you push through the noise, when you step out of what's familiar and venture into the unknown. And that's what doubt is telling you. You're approaching new ground. The fact that you're unsure means you're moving into new territory, and that's exactly where the magic happens. Think of it like this. Doubt isn't a sign that you're lost. It's a sign that you're evolving. But let's be honest, doubt doesn't feel empowering in the moment, does it? When it creeps in, it feels like a weight on your shoulders. It makes you question your worth, your ability, and whether it's even worth continuing. In those moments, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking you're failing. The thing is, those feelings of self-doubt are natural. Every person who's ever accomplished anything worthwhile has had moments where they question themselves. It's not a flaw, it's part of being human. The key is not to try to push doubt away, but to recognize it for what it is. A reminder that you're on the edge of something new. It's that space between where you were and where you're going. And if you can learn to sit with it, instead of running from it, you'll realize that doubt is just another part of your growth process. It's not stopping you, it's shaping you. Doubt is loud, but it doesn't need to be overpowering. In fact, the more you try to avoid it, the stronger it becomes. It feeds on your resistance. The trick is to acknowledge it without letting it control you. Embrace it as part of the ride. Every time that voice pops up, instead of trying to shut it down, lean into it. Ask yourself, why am I doubting right now? Often you'll find that what you're really doubting is your own ability to handle discomfort. But discomfort is the key to progress. The truth is, you're never going to feel fully ready for the challenges ahead. You're never going to have all the answers before you begin. And that's okay. It's not about being certain. It's about being willing. Willing to take the first step, even when you don't know what's waiting for you on the other side. It's also important to recognize that doubt can be a guide. When you feel that tug of uncertainty, ask yourself if it's coming from fear or from a lack of clarity. Fear often masks itself as doubt, telling you that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes. But that's just noise. True doubt, the kind that leads to growth, is a sign that you're stretching, that you're trying to go beyond what you thought was possible. It's the voice that challenges you to rethink your assumptions, to push your boundaries. That's the doubt you want to listen to. The rest? It's just fear trying to keep you stuck. Here's the thing. You're never going to get rid of doubt entirely, but you don't need to. What you need is to learn how to use it. When it arises, don't fight it. Sit with it. Ask yourself why it's there, and then decide whether you're going to let it dictate your actions. More often than not, the answer will be that you're going to keep going anyway, because growth doesn't come from avoiding discomfort. It comes from moving forward in spite of it. If you can start to see doubt as part of the process rather than the obstacle, everything will change. Instead of feeling defeated by it, you'll learn to see it as a signal that you're on the verge of something big. When you feel that doubt rising, take a deep breath and remind yourself, this is the weight of transformation. This is the moment before you break through. And if you can push through now, if you can keep going even when the doubts are loudest, you'll find that the next step is closer than you think. So the next time doubt creeps in, remember, it's not a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's a sign that you're on the right one. Don't let it stop you. Use it as fuel. Keep moving forward, because the real transformation happens when you refuse to let the noise of doubt control you. Keep walking, keep growing, and remember, you've got this. Let's talk about something we all try to avoid, something we do everything in our power to escape. Struggle. It's the one thing most people would gladly give up if they could. But here's the thing. The Stoics, the great philosophers of ancient times, didn't see struggle as something to run from. They saw it as something essential to growth. Marcus Aurelius understood this well. In his writings, he spoke about how life is full of challenges, and instead of seeing them as obstacles, he saw them as opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to become stronger, and to learn. That struggle you're facing right now, it's not a detour or a sign that you're on the wrong path. It is the path. This is where you're meant to be, right here, right now. The space between who you were and who you are becoming is not a place of failure. It's a place of transformation. It's the journey itself. You might be going through it right now, wondering why things feel so hard, why every step forward feels like it's met with 2 steps back. But growth isn't a smooth, steady path. It's messy, it's chaotic, it's not a straight line. And the Stoics would say that's exactly how it's supposed to be, because in those messy moments, in the chaos, that's where the real growth happens. You're building resilience, strength, and character, things that don't come from comfort. They come from overcoming difficulty, facing challenges head-on, and learning to stand firm when everything around you is shaking. As Epictetus put it this way, "The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skill is lost in the calm and is preserved in the tempest." In other words, it's not the easy days that shape us, it's the tough ones. It's the days when we feel like we can't go any further, but somehow we push through anyway. The beauty of Stoicism is that it teaches us to embrace the struggle rather than avoid it. You might feel like you're spinning your wheels, like you're doing everything right, yet still not getting anywhere. But what if I told you that this very feeling is part of the process? What if, instead of seeing it as a setback, you could begin to see it as the growth that it is? The Stoics believed that we have control over how we respond to the challenges life throws our way. It's not the external circumstances that define us, but how we choose to react to them. So when life gets hard, when the struggle feels overwhelming, remember that it's not an indication that you're failing. It's a sign that you're exactly where you need to be. When you look at the people who inspire you, the ones who've achieved incredible things, you might think their journey was a simple, linear progression. But the truth is, their path was full of struggles and setbacks, just like yours. They faced moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty. They had days when they questioned everything and wondered if it was even worth it. But what set them apart wasn't their ability to avoid struggle. It was their ability to persist through it. The Stoics knew that struggle was inevitable. It's how we handle it that matters. When things get tough, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking you're doing something wrong, that maybe you're not cut out for this. But those are just feelings, not facts. They're the noise that comes with change and growth. The reality is, every step you take, even when it feels like you're not moving forward, is a step closer to the person you're becoming. So instead of resisting the struggle, lean into it. Understand that this is where your growth lies. In the moments of challenge, when you feel like giving up but keep going anyway. We all want the easy way out, don't we? We want the shortcut, the quick fix, the path of least resistance. But the Stoics knew that this isn't how we grow. True growth comes from embracing the struggle, from pushing through when things get hard, and from learning to trust the process, even when we can't see the end result. You don't have to have everything figured out right now. You don't have to have all the answers. What you need to do is keep going, one step at a time. Trust that the struggle is part of the journey. Trust that this is where you're becoming who you were always meant to be. You might not see it today, but in a few months or years, you'll look back at this time and realize how much you grew during this period of struggle. You'll see that the moments when you felt most lost were actually the moments that shaped you the most. Those times when you thought you couldn't go on, they were the moments you built your strength. They were the moments that tested your character and taught you what you're really capable of. And that's what the Stoics were all about, seeing the challenges of life as opportunities for growth, not as obstacles to avoid. They believed that we are only truly tested in times of hardship. So the next time life throws you a curveball, instead of resisting it, welcome it. See it as an invitation to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The Stoic truth about struggle is simple. It's not something to avoid. It's the essence of growth. Without struggle, there can be no progress. Without adversity, we would never learn what we're truly capable of. As you face your own challenges, remember that this is the time when you're shaping your future self. This is the moment when everything you've been through starts to make sense. And when you look back, you'll see that every struggle, every setback, every hard day was the very thing that made you stronger. So, take a deep breath and keep going. Embrace the struggle, because that's where your true power lies. The gap, the uncertainty, the discomfort. It's all part of the process. You feel it, don't you? That sense of being stuck, caught between where you are and where you want to be. It's frustrating. Some days you wake up with the fire to tackle everything in front of you, ready to make progress. Other days, it feels like no matter how hard you try, you're still standing in the same spot. That uncertainty, it eats at you. You start to wonder if it's ever going to pay off. But here's the thing. The key to crossing this gap, to moving from where you are to where you want to be, isn't motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. One moment you're fired up, the next you're dragging yourself through the day, questioning why you even started. So if motivation isn't the answer, then what is? The answer is consistency. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when the results aren't visible yet. Consistency is what gets you through the tough days. It's the quiet commitment to keep moving forward, even when the finish line feels impossibly far. When everything around you feels uncertain, when you can't see the progress you've been working so hard for, consistency is the anchor that keeps you grounded. It's what separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up. It's not about how motivated you feel. It's about what you do, even when motivation is nowhere to be found. As Carl Jung said, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." The truth is, the path to success doesn't start with bursts of motivation. It starts with the steady, relentless commitment to keep going, even when the motivation fades. And let's be clear, consistency isn't about perfection. Far too often we confuse the two. We think that being consistent means doing everything flawlessly, every single time. But that's not the case. Consistency is about progress, not perfection. It's about showing up day after day, even if what you bring isn't perfect, even if it's messy or incomplete. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to know exactly how every part of the journey will unfold. You just need to keep moving. You just need to keep putting one foot in front of the other, trusting that each small step is taking you closer to your goal. The results won't always be immediate. You won't always see the progress you want to see right away. But if you keep showing up, if you keep putting in the work, the path will reveal itself. Think about it. Look at any person who has achieved something remarkable. They didn't get there with bursts of effort or through moments of intense motivation. They got there through consistency. They showed up every day, whether they felt like it or not, whether the results were obvious or not. The path to success isn't straight. It's full of setbacks, detours, and moments of doubt. But those who make it are the ones who keep going, no matter what. They know that the only way to bridge the gap between where they are and where they want to be is through consistent, daily effort. The small actions add up. The steady progress leads to massive transformation. It's the power of consistency that turns dreams into reality. It's easy to look at the big picture and feel overwhelmed. The gap between where you are now and where you want to be can feel massive, impossible even. But when you break it down into smaller, manageable steps, it becomes a lot more achievable. Success isn't one giant leap, it's 1,000 tiny steps. And every day you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you're taking one of those steps. The days when you feel like you're not making any progress. Those are the days that matter most. It's easy to show up when you're feeling motivated and inspired, but it's on the tough days, when you don't feel like doing anything, when the doubts creep in, that consistency becomes your most powerful tool. It's in those moments that you prove to yourself that you're committed. And that commitment is what gets you through the tough times and closer to your goal. Consistency is the foundation of success. It's the invisible force that drives you forward, even when everything else feels uncertain. When you make the decision to show up, day in and day out, regardless of how you feel, that's when the magic happens. The results might not come immediately, and the path might not always be clear, but each small step you take is progress. And eventually you'll look back and realize how far you've come. You'll see that the little things you did every day were what added up to something massive. It wasn't about how hard you pushed or how motivated you felt in the moment. It was about the quiet persistence that kept you going, even when you couldn't see the finish line. So, the next time you're feeling uncertain, when the gap between where you are and where you want to be feels too wide, remember this. It's not about motivation. It's about consistency. Keep showing up. Keep moving forward, even when it doesn't feel like you're making progress. The results will come. The path will reveal itself. And in the end, you'll realize that it wasn't the big moments of motivation that got you where you are. It was the quiet, consistent steps that carried you all the way. Keep going. You're closer than you think. There's something crucial you need to understand, the breakthrough you've been waiting for. It's coming. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You might not see it now, and that's part of the challenge. It's easy to get discouraged when the results aren't obvious, when the finish line feels so far away. But let me tell you this, the breakthrough you're waiting for isn't always something you can see right now. It's happening just beneath the surface, quietly building in the background. And while you might feel stuck in the waiting, in the uncertainty, every single step you're taking is leading you closer to it. Every moment of doubt, every wrong turn, and every setback. These are not signs that you're failing. They're signs that you're learning, growing, and preparing for what's next. It can be frustrating, I know. You wake up, put in the work, and still, the breakthrough feels out of reach. It's easy to think that you're stuck, that no progress is being made, and you wonder if it's all worth it. But here's the thing. Every painful moment, every failure, is part of the process. Think about it. When you look back on your life, the hardest moments, the ones that felt like they would break you, those are the moments that turned out to be the most important. It's easy to wish you could skip the struggle, to jump straight to the part where everything is smooth and clear. But the truth is, the struggle is what makes the success meaningful. Without the challenges, the victories wouldn't feel as rewarding. And without those tough times, you wouldn't have the resilience to handle what's coming. Every step, even the wrong turns, is moving you closer to your breakthrough. When you reach the other side, you'll look back and see how necessary each part of the journey was. And in those moments of struggle, when you feel like you're not getting anywhere, that's when your character is being built. It's all too easy to look at someone who has made it, to see their success, and think they had it easy. But let me tell you something. No one reaches their breakthrough without going through their own version of this in-between phase. Everyone has to move through uncertainty. Everyone faces the doubt. But the difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't how smoothly the journey goes. It's their ability to keep going when the path isn't clear, when the results aren't immediate, when the breakthrough still feels distant. The truth is, success doesn't look like a straight line. It's messy, full of twists and turns, but each of those turns is leading you to something greater than you could have imagined. And the key is to keep moving forward, even when you can't see the destination. You've probably felt that frustration before. wondering why you're still not where you want to be, questioning whether all this effort is even worth it. It's natural to feel that way, but I promise you, the breakthrough you're waiting for is not just a destination. It's the transformation you're going through right now. It's not just about where you'll end up, it's about who you'll become in the process. The growth, the lessons, the resilience. That's what's shaping the person who's going to handle the success you're moving toward. And it's hard to see that when you're in the middle of it. It's hard to see the forest for the trees. But the reality is, every single step you take, no matter how small, is moving you closer to where you need to be. What you're going through right now isn't wasted time. Even the mistakes, the missteps, and the detours, they're all part of the preparation. Every time you try something new, every time you fail and pick yourself back up, you're learning something that will make you stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling what's to come. This in-between phase isn't a pause in your life. It's a crucial chapter in your story. Without it, you wouldn't have the foundation you need to sustain the breakthrough when it comes. And when you look back, you'll see how each piece, each struggle, each small step forward built the person you needed to be in order to truly appreciate and handle the success you're about to step into. There's no shortcut, there's no way to bypass this stage. But here's what you need to remember. The breakthrough isn't just some far-off event. It's happening right now. It's happening in the way you're growing, the way you're changing, the way you're learning to trust yourself, even when the results aren't showing up yet. This is the preparation. This is where you're becoming the person who will carry that success with grace and confidence. And when it finally clicks, when everything falls into place, you'll understand why it had to take this long, why you had to go through the uncertainty, why you had to face the doubt, because without all of that, you wouldn't be ready. The breakthrough isn't just a moment in time, it's the culmination of everything you've been through and everything you've become in the process. So, keep walking. Keep moving through the uncertainty. You might not see the breakthrough yet, but it's there, under the surface, just waiting to emerge. Every step you take is one step closer. And when you look back, you'll see how everything, every wrong turn, every setback was actually leading you exactly where you needed to be. There's no wasted time. There's only learning, growing, and preparing. The breakthrough is coming, and it's coming because of everything you've already done. Keep going. You're closer than you think. There comes a point in every journey, a moment you don't always see coming, when everything clicks into place. It's like the fog lifts, and for the first time, you can see the path clearly. All the struggles, all the pain, all the uncertainty, suddenly they all make sense. It's as if you've been climbing a mountain for so long, pushing yourself to your limits, and now you're standing at the summit. You can see the view, and you finally understand why it took so long to get here. But here's the thing. When that moment comes, it's not just about reaching your destination. It's about what you've become in the process. Because the hardest part of your journey wasn't the struggle itself. It was the waiting. It was the uncertainty. It was the time spent wondering when or if the breakthrough would ever come. And looking back, you'll see that it wasn't the obstacles that tested you. It was the patience. It was the perseverance to keep going, even when you couldn't see the other side. This is the moment when you realize that everything you've been through, every difficult day, every moment of doubt, was necessary. It wasn't about luck or timing. It was about who you became during the struggle. It was about learning to be the person who could handle the success you've worked so hard for. Every challenge, every setback was shaping you, even when you couldn't see it. And now, as you stand on the other side, you'll begin to see how every single moment of waiting, every second of uncertainty was necessary. It wasn't wasted time, it was part of the process. The waiting wasn't just about holding on until things got better. It was about preparing yourself to handle what was coming. It's like building muscle. You don't see the results immediately, but every rep, every ounce of effort is strengthening you for what's ahead. The success that seemed so far away is now within your reach, and you realize that it's not about chance. It's about what you've earned through your persistence. You didn't just get lucky, you worked for this. And the person who's standing in the clearing, looking back at the struggle, is someone who has the strength to carry forward no matter what the future holds. The truth is, change doesn't happen in a single moment. It happens over time, gradually, sometimes imperceptibly. You can't pinpoint the exact second that everything shifts. But when it does, you'll look back and realize it wasn't the instant change that mattered. It was the journey. It was the small steps. The days when you showed up even when you felt like nothing was happening. The breakthrough you've been waiting for doesn't arrive on your timeline. It arrives when you've done the work, when you've become the person capable of handling it. You may not realize it now, but everything you've been through is preparing you for what's to come. The breakthrough isn't just the success you're hoping for, it's the transformation you've already gone through to get there. So, as you stand here looking ahead, know that the waiting wasn't in vain. The struggles you've faced, the doubts you've overcome, they're all part of the bigger picture. You're not just waiting for a breakthrough, you're becoming the person who can handle it. And when it comes, you'll understand that it wasn't about luck or timing. It was about persistence, patience, and your willingness to grow through the discomfort. You were meant to be here. You were meant to go through this process. And now that you're on the other side, you'll see that everything you learned in the in-between is what made this moment possible. This is the beauty of the journey. It's not just about the destination. It's about who you become along the way. The challenges, the waiting, the doubts, they all served a purpose. They were the tools that shaped you into the person who could handle the success you now have in your grasp. So, when that breakthrough comes, and it will, remember that it wasn't just a stroke of luck. It was the result of everything you've gone through, everything you've learned, and every step you took, even when you couldn't see where you were going. This was never about the moment of success. It was about the person you became while waiting for it. And that person, they're ready for anything. Remember, the journey you're on is not defined by the destination, but by the person you become along the way. Every challenge, every moment of doubt is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable. Your breakthrough is not just a matter of time, it's the result of everything you've been through. So keep going and trust that everything is falling into place as it should. If you found this message meaningful, I invite you to explore more insights on this journey by watching one of the videos on the screen. Thank you for being part of Stoic Journal. Keep growing and stay the course.